How to write an executive resume CV that dominates in a global market. Your resume, your CV is the foundation of job search success. It's the ticket to enter into the interview stage. The resume or CV is one of the most important documents you will have, and attention should be paid to keeping this evolving document up to date and, more importantly, meeting the current trends and the specific format. Hello, I'm Martin Buckland, a global executive resume CV writer and executive career management practitioner. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to prepare a resume or CV that stands out in today's global job market, one that not only grabs the attention, but also passes the all-important ATS, Applicant Tracking System screening. We'll cover why ATS friendliness is non-negotiable, and how to turn your resume, your CV, into a compelling story document using the STAR method and the essential role of keywords, buzzwords, soft skills, and a sharp and resonating, memorable personal brand statement. The resume is no longer just a list of jobs. It's your professional story, your brand, your ticket to securing an interview and global job opportunities. In a world where companies receive hundreds, if not thousands, of applications, your resume, your CV, must first of all pass through a robot, the ATS, before it ever reaches the human eyes. ATS is a very sophisticated technology. And as you know, you can never beat a computer, but you can at least try and match it. One formatting or one keyword mistake, one character even out of place, and your resume, your CV may never be seen by a decision maker. I don't like technology myself, but it's the way of the world, and no way you can get around it. So you have to play to that ATS. So what is ATS and why does it matter? ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System, a sophisticated software used by 99% of large employers to filter resumes or CVs. The ATS scans your resume, your CV, for keywords, skills, job titles, and other criteria pulled directly from the job description. If your resume isn't ATS friendly, it's as if you never applied. So you need to make it ATS friendly. That is so crucial. Even highly qualified candidates with 120% of the required skills are filtered out due to missing keywords or poor formatting, i.e., not making that ATS particular format. So you don't want to be counted out. You want to be counted in. So here are some key takeaways. An ATS CV design and content is like a long laundry list of things that as a global executive resume writer, I could have done prior to the introduction of ATS, but not now. You have to use a simple, clean format, no graphics, no shading, no underlines except for hyperlinks, no tables or fancy fonts, and much more. That's just topping it. So match your resume's keywords and job titles exactly to that job description. The closer you get it to that job description, the more ATS will help you. Every word counts. One mistake can mean instant rejection. It's that picky. The resume as a story document. So you need to use STAR. I don't call myself a global resume writer anymore. I call myself a global storyteller. I tell stories based on my clients' successes and achievements. Today's top resumes are not just lists, they are narratives built around accomplishments, and each accomplishment or project is a particular story, and you can build that story around the STAR: situation, task, action, result. Each bullet point should tell a story using this STAR method. So, situation: what was the context or challenge? Task: what was your responsibility? Action: what did you do? Result: what was the outcome, preferably full of viable metrics? You're going to be hired because you can make money, save money, streamline operations, eliminate headcount, introduce new processes, new products, etc. You need to show that. So here's an example. Instead of managed social media accounts, that's very weak and not very, it doesn't strike me if I was reading it. Use the STAR: developed and implemented a social media strategy, that's the situation and task, to increase website traffic by 25%. That's the result. Utilizing targeted content and analytics, that's the action. Or how about this? Instead of increased sales by 101%, which is boring, use the STAR: devised and executed a targeted and resonating sales campaign to sell the innovative digital projector, captured notable consumer attention to catapult sales by a massive 101%. Why STAR works. STAR statements provide clear, compelling evidence of your impact. They help recruiters visualize your value and make your resume, your CV, memorable. Also, it helps you clearly articulate your achievements during the interview, which heightens your candidacy. So STAR stories are used extensively in interviews. The power of keywords, buzzwords, and industry language. ATS systems filter resumes based on keywords: functional, industry, level, business, title, skill-related buzzwords, certifications, industry terms. So use both the exact phrase and its acronym. For example, enterprise resource planning, use ERP. Once you've used enterprise resource planning, you can use for the rest of your resume, the rest of your CV, you can use ERP systems. In corporate business, functional, level, and industry specific buzzwords to demonstrate the fit, your fit with that job. When writing your resume, CV, play a game with yourself and imagine your resume, your CV was in the ATS system. What business, functional, level, skill, industry specific will you enter to have your resume extracted from that ATS? How do you find the right keywords? Well, look at the analyze and scrutinize the job description, highlight repeated words and required skills. Use action verbs and buzzwords relevant to your sector, i.e., spearheaded, optimized, audited, strategized. There are so many different action verbs for one word. So go to synonyms on Word if you're struggling, and you can find other action verbs. And the English language is so amazing that you can find maybe half a dozen different words meaning the same thing that will entice a read, that will increase your wow factor. So essential resume sections, let's run through them. For global impact. Contact information. You need to have your name, your email, your phone, your customized LinkedIn address, not your default address, and your location. Then you need to have a personal brand statement, your 15, 17, or 19 words statement capturing your unique promise of value, your strengths, and your professional focus. Then you have a soft skill summary, a 4 to 6 line block, margin to margin paragraph encompassing 4 key ingredients. What one word, just one word, would describe you? Now, I'm not interested in a wussy word like passionate, driven, or successful. Give me a seductive, a memorable word. And then the next section is what about your leadership style? What is your communication style? And what you're renowned for business wise? But don't duplicate from your personal brand. Your personal brand's over here, and what you're renowned for business wise is over here. Don't duplicate the two. So let me repeat in this 4 to 6 line block paragraph. Start off with what one word would describe you and be prepared to defend it. Don't just pick any word out of the dictionary and think, oh, that looks like a good word, I'm going to put that in my resume. Doesn't work that way. Be prepared to defend that word. And then your leadership style, your communication style, and what you're renowned for business-wise. And again, not to be duplicated from your personal brand. Then you have a business skills section. These are your hard skills, your keywords from your job description, plus your key business, functional, level, skill, industry specific buzzwords or keywords. Then you now go on to your professional experience, a star-based bullet points for each role. There is a rule of thumb, 1.5 star stories per year. So in essence, for every 2 years, 3 star stories. However, if you have more at this end of your career, articulate them. The more the better at this end of your career versus the early end. And highlight metrics, currency values, or percentiles. The more metrics, the better. You are going to be hired for metrics performance. Next, we have education, your degrees, your diplomas, certifications, courses relevant to you and your designations. Crafting a magnetic personal brand statement. Let's go into this. Your personal brand statement is your headline, your unique promise of value, your differentiator, your competitive edge. Keep it concise, specific, and memorable in 15, 17, or 19 words. Focus on your core strengths, your unique value, and the impact you create. Here are some examples. Conquers business and cultural obstacles through an ability to understand needs and goals, backed by a commitment to capture business excellence. Does that resonate with you? Can you remember some part of that? Of course you can. So next one is vibrant, strategic, and tactical, solutions focused, instigator of action, change, IT optimization, and alignment. And the third and final one, I can give you hundreds, but the third and final one I'm going to give you in this video is catalyzes financial transformation, maximizes profit, propels strategic growth, turns fiscal challenges into market-leading opportunities. Now, I hope those three have helped you articulate, will help you articulate exactly who you are. So, formatting for ATS and human eyes. Use standard fonts, Arial, Calibri, Century Gothic, Garimond. Never, ever use Times New Roman. It's a very dated font. So never use Times New Roman. Avoid graphics, images, shading, and underlines, and unusual section headers. Stick to the combination resume format and avoid the functional and the reverse chronological formats, both of which won't pass that very, very sophisticated ATS. A combination resume is a combination of both the functional and reverse chronological formats. Then you need to proofread meticulously. Even a small formatting or spelling error can cause an ATS to reject your resume, your CV. One character wrong, one line wrong, one bullet wrong, two, and you're gone. You need to have an ATS, Applicant Tracking System friendly resume. Your soft skills and your global readiness. Global employers value adaptability, communication, cross-cultural awareness, and problem solving. If you can provide a star story encompassing bringing together different cultures, conquering diversity, that enhances your candidacy for an international job. Not only do you have your soft skills in the paragraph, but weave those soft and hard skills again into the body of the resume, the CV, and try to duplicate, if not triplicate, your hard skills in the star stories. That is very important. That will trigger a lot more interest from the ATS. So here are the final tips and common mistakes to avoid. Customize every resume CV to each job application. Never use a generic document. The more you customize it, the more ATS is going to be your friend. Don't exaggerate, be truthful, and be specific in your star stories. Don't lie or embellish. You will be caught, and your brand then is shattered. Double check that formatting and keywords before submitting. Make sure it's 100% ready for that ATS. Your global resume CV checklist. Is your resume ATS friendly, clean, keyword rich, and error free? Does each bullet point tell a star story, proving your impact with as many metrics as possible? Have you included a sharp, a resonating, memorable personal brand statement and the right mix of hard and soft skills? Are your industry buzzwords and keywords up to date and relevant? If you answered yes, you're ready to roll your resume out, your CV out to the global job market. Remember, your resume is your story. Make it one that gets read, gets remembered, gets results, and gets through that very, very important ATS. If you want a brief Zoom chat on international job search or a free, no obligation resume CV critique, please contact me on the email on this screen below, and I will arrange for a 30-minute, no obligation resume CV critique. So thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Martin Buckland, where you will find a vast array of videos encompassing all facets of executive career management. Thanks for watching.